Patch 8 Siege Update PTS Update 1. New features, new PvE mode, Siege. Oh wow, we're getting a new mode today, guys. Yes, Siege mode expands on our PvE operations, emphasizing endless enemy waves that challenge even the strongest teams. When overwhelmed, players may call reinforcements for assistance, engage in intense battles across 3 distinctive sectors, each requiring strategic adaptation. Oh, okay, we're adapting here. Side objectives emerge during combat, providing essential resources used to summon elite space marines or a formidable dreadnought, drastically shifting battlefield dynamics. Yeah, I'm super excited for it today. I know when it actually like officially releases, that's when I'm going to be really concerned with how well I am doing in Siege mode. But for today, we're jumping in. We're just going to test it out and see what it has to offer. The battlefield. Oh, sheesh, okay. The battlefield unfolds within a fortified Imperial stronghold on Kadaku, relentlessly attacked by endless waves of Tyranids and 1,000 stun enemies. The fortress has 3 rotating sectors: defense positions, the arsenal, and the control room. In each sector, you will face 5 waves of enemies before your squad advances to the next sector, ultimately cycling back to reinforce earlier positions. Survival against waves. Face increasingly challenging enemy waves with direct assaults from Tyranids and cunning sabotage by Chaos forces. Brief intermissions between waves offer strategic opportunities clearly indicated through UI notifications. So there's a 1-minute intermission between waves. Side objectives. Dynamic tasks such as capturing strategic points or retrieving data slates from fallen allies deepen tactical gameplay and supply critical resources essential for continued survival. Side objectives. Okay, so we're getting side objectives. I know a few people actually suggested this, and I think this is definitely something that's, going to age pretty well within Siege mode. Shop and reinforcements. Earn Siege mode resources through successful combat and side objective completion. So in order to get more points, you want to complete those side objectives. You can spend these resources at the fortress shop. You can buy ammunition. Yeah, we've talked about that. Summon specialized space marines, deploy Cadian troopers, collectively pull your resources to unleash the devastating power of a dreadnought. Boss encounters. Every 5th wave introduces formidable boss battles, occasionally facing multiple elite foes simultaneously. Triumph in these encounters to progress to new fortress sectors. If your resolve endures through 15 brutal waves, prepare for endless combat of increasing difficulty. Okay, so if you get past 15 waves, you then go into infinite wave mode, I assume? Reduced resources and shorter preparation times. Even the Primarch of the Ultramarines understands that ultimate victory here is unlikely, but your bravery will echo through the halls of eternity. Nice. Add an option to disable bot spawn in private mode. Whoa. Okay, well that's nice. Experimental feature added, RTAO. Enables in-game video settings. DLSS4. Better upscale for 50XX series cards. New season pass content, White Scars, Blood Angels, cosmetics. Yes, yes, yes. Gameplay and balancing tweaks, extended weapon arsenal in PvE, added Thunderhammer for the bulwark. Picking this weapon will prevent you from using the Storm Shield. Yeah, that's wild. This is going to be an interesting thing to try out for sure. We are adding this option only because we think it will be very cool. Okay, yeah, you know what, I'm satisfied. New finishers for Bulwark. Adding new finishers for Bulwark with Shield. 1 for Gaunts and 1 for Zangors. Cool. Okay. Oh, apparently they're not done with Bulwark. More interesting gameplay things are to come. Oh, jeez. Hopefully that's not an icon nerf or, some sort of icon rework. It's going to be interesting regardless. I think icon is, powerful and everything, but I still think it's fine. Also, not to mention, Absolute is getting buffed, so it's gonna be weird to change perks until we start to, adapt to the new difficulty. But yes, here it is, the Terminus update for Absolute difficulty. A second Terminus can now appear during a mission. The Terminus HP has been increased by 66%, and additional enemy packs will appear upon its spawn, and again when its HP is reduced to 50%. What? These additional packs are now slightly more challenging, featuring more extremist enemies. Mission with final bosses can now also spawn Terminus enemies. previous missions, like, oh, okay, yeah. You can find a terminus now in decapitation and I assume exfiltration. This is, they never mentioned anything about this after the poll. So, look, as much as I'm excited about this, I don't know, now that we have siege mode, this is going to throw a wrench in a lot of people who are still doing their absolute runs. I'll be honest. This can potentially be very frustrating to deal with randoms. However, for the most part, I think as a community, we will adapt. But we'll try it out. We'll definitely try it out. I just, man, some runs with randoms, I'm not too sure they're able to deal with something like this. But hey, you know what? Absolute has been updated. If you've done your Absolute runs, I wish there was like a, I don't know, if Absolute kind of had a change in difficulty name or something just to make it feel a little bit more unique that we have an extra terminus. But okay, let's continue. This change is made according to the community poll that we made a while ago. Okay, again, guys, the only issue I have with the community poll is they didn't really separate Tyranid and Chaos missions. And right now, if you jump in Reliquary with 2 Terminus enemies, I'm not too sure how many teams are going to be able to beat that. We think that Absolute difficulty wasn't that hard to begin with, and now with a slight power creep of constant weapons buffs, perk buffs, and prestige perks, the situation is much worse. Okay, I understand their point, but like, holy cow, the situation is much worse. It's not that bad. It was like pretty balanced, but I understand Absolute should be in, it shouldn't be balanced, it should be in, you know, closer to the difficult, you know, section. Maybe a little bit tweaking to the unfair type of difficulty, but hey, we will see. We have seen a lot of crazy stuff in this game and we've got through it, so ultimately an extra terminus shouldn't be that big of a deal. After doing multiple tests, we have scrapped the idea of having 2 terminus enemies in operation mode at the same time. Well, thank you for that. Because this meant that you would have to encounter them all of the time. Otherwise, one run with dual terminus spawns would be much harder than a run with 2 terminus enemies spawning one by one. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, double terminus, yeah, I guess that's a siege mode exclusive thing, as they mentioned here, but, sheesh, man. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna hold off being too critical of the Absolute buff. I just wish we had more details on why it was too easy, because I imagine people weren't completing Reliquary at 50 to 60% of the time. Instead, we've tried to make terminus spawns harder and more intense. We are going to continue to monitor how Absolute difficulty is and make necessary tweaks. Sure, this is PTS, so if it's terrible, we'll tell them, I guess. But hopefully it's not. Prestige perks class update. Bulwark prestige perks update. Oh wow, prestige perk rework. Rally point. The perk has been reworked. Emboldened stand. So no more removes negative status effect during banner. That's good. Very good rework there. That prestige perk was utterly useless. When the chapter banner is active, all squad members do not lose control upon taking heavy hits. It cannot be knocked back within its zone. Oh wow, banner with some hyper armor, with some poise for your teammates. That's huge. That's very, very good. Assault prestige perks. Boosted recharge. The perk has now been reworked. The perk is Unyielding Oath. Collecting an armor boost. That was the old one for the ability charge. And now it's when charging a ground pound, you become invulnerable for 3 seconds. So now for ground pounds, we have 3 seconds of iframes. That's very, very nice. Can't wait to try that out. Wow. Okay, I did not expect that one. That's pretty huge. That's honestly pretty huge. I'm excited for that. Sniper prestige perks update. Boosted recharge. Reworked into material upgrade. Collect an armor boost. Restores ability charge. Is now equipment damage radius increased by 15%. Man, I don't know if anyone asked for that. I gotta be completely honest. I understand that the armor boost ability charge might not be the best. Surely, more snipers are going to be able to avoid the extra radius from the grenades, right? Those meltas aren't going to take out any snipers. Those shot grenades aren't going to deal us any chip damage. Those, you know, those any grenade, to be completely frank. Throwing crack grenades, oh boy, yeah, this is definitely a prestige perk I want to see, so I can just immediately go down to my own grenades. Okay, let's continue. Heavy prestige perks update. Restorative capacity. The perk has been reworked. Honed precision. Activating Iron Halo. Remove status effects. So they pretty much reworked all the status effect prestige perks, which is nice. Equipped weapon's maximum spread decreases by 25% when firing without aiming. Hip fire. Meh. But, nah, honestly, that's a meh. I mean, I think there's probably some good uses for it, but I'm not trying to be a jerk. But it's a bit of a meh for me. That's a bit of a meh heavy prestige perk for me. Tactical prestige perk update. Skill supplier. Fix a bug, preventing the player from getting the maximum ammo. Oh, okay. Well, hey, boom. Class perk updates. Bulwark perks update. Perks have been updated to reflect the addition of the Thunderhammer. Very cool. Thanks for that. Good change. Forward momentum. The perk has been updated. After shield bash, melee damage increases by 30% for 10 seconds. Now it's after shield bash or Thunderhammer pummel smash. Melee damage increases by 30% for 10 seconds. Cool. I can't wait to try out Thunderhammer Bulwark, but I don't know how I'm going to try him out. I'm not going to jump into siege mode with him initially. Yeah, I'm just going to, probably jump into a ruthless operation or something. Concussive force. The perk has been updated. Shield bash deals 200% more damage, and now its shield bash deals 200% more damage. Thunderhammer pummel smash deals 100% more damage and deals area of effect damage within a 7-meter radius. Cooldown is 5 seconds. I love how they just attached Thunderhammer perks to that shield bash perk. They're like, you know what, this perk is actually 2 perks, which is fine. I mean, yeah, we're testing it out, Merciless Resolve. The perk has been updated. After shield bash, melee damage increased by 15% and hyper armor. Now it's after shield bash or Thunderhammer pummel smash, melee damage increases by 15%, hyper armor. Very cool. Focus restoration. The perk has been buffed. Every 40 seconds, all squad members automatically restore 1 armor segment. Cooldown decreased from 40 to 30. Every 30 seconds, you're getting an armor piece. I really like focus restoration. Focus restoration is very good. It's just not like very good for absolute, but hey, now it's might be worth using, maybe. Probably not. Not over advanced conditioning. But hey, you know what? I'll take a buff for focus restoration. Tactical perks update. Final shot. The perk has been reworked. The new perk is Emperor's Judgment. After finisher, the equipped range weapon reloads automatically. After finisher, the equipped range weapon reloads automatically, and your primary weapon deals 20% more damage for 10 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. Communion of Fire. The perk has been reworked. It's now Secure Stockpile. Recoil is reduced by 25%, and range damage against extremist level enemies is increased by 10% for all squad members. I actually like Communion of Fire. Equipment charge is restored by 1 for all squad members. Cooldown is 60 seconds. What? So it just happens? Wait. Hold on. They replace this perk? They replaced Communion of Fire, which is crazy, by the way, with a equipment charge perk with a built-in cooldown just for everybody? That's pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about this one yet, but that's pretty cool. I did like Communion of Fire. Steady Aim. The perk has been buffed. Weapon spread and recoil is reduced by 20%, and range damage for Terminus increased by 10. So range bonus is now from 10 to 15. More Terminus damage. I like to see that. Assault perks update. Winged Fury has been buffed. Damage from melee attacks executed while sprinting or dashing increases by 40%. Now it's 100%. Wow, Winged Fury is better. That is cool. That's one of my favorite perks. And I had a fair amount of comments tell me that this perk was practically useless, which, fair, but, ever since I've been playing games, damage is damage to me. So if I'm doing an attack and I have a perk that buffs that attack, I don't care how incremental it is, it's more damage for me. Ultimately, though, 40 to 100%, very good buff. Hammer of Wrath. Perk has been buffed. After a ground pound, you take 15% less range damage. Now it's 15 to 20%. And then the knockback immunity duration went from 10 to 15 seconds. So you get hyper armor for 15 seconds after a ground pound and damage reduction for 20%. That is huge. Holy cow. The Assault has received some great buffs in this patch, and I'm very happy. I've been playing it a lot recently. And yes, thumbs up for that. Very, very good. Vanguard perks update. Moving target. Perk has been buffed. Each melee attack you land reduces the range damage you take by 2% up to 20%. And now its consecutive hit multipliers increase from 2% to 5%, so whenever you do a light attack, or each melee attack, reduces your range damage by 5%, and now the max bonus went from 20 to 30%, so that's huge. Retribution has been buffed. After you grabbed or knocked back, you deal 25% more melee damage for 15 seconds. 25% went to 30%, and duration increased from 15 to 20. Sniper perks update, precision targeting. The perk has been buffed. Really? What? Weapon spread is reduced by 25%, and range damage against extremist level enemies increased by 10% for all squad members. Range from 10 to 15. Oh, okay. I remember this is a team perk. I thought this was a different perk. But yeah, regardless, that is pretty nice. 15% for extremists with ranged damage for your team. I like it. Dexterous hands. Instigator bolt carbine is now also affected. Bolt carbines reload 25%. Wait, Instigator just got definitely a buff in a sense. But it's nice to see that the Instigator now actually has perks in a sniper's kit. Bolt carbines reloads 25%, 20% faster, and their weapon spread and recoil are reduced by 15%. Weapon perks update. Inferno pistol perk update. No fear. Okay. The perk has been reworked. When your health is below 10%, reload speed increased by 30%. Now, if your armor is fully depleted, reload speed increases by 20%. Thank you. That still could have been stayed at 30% reload speed, but okay. Fair enough. Neo-Volkite pistol perk update. Combustive momentum has been buffed. After a gun strike, heating speed increases by 30% for 5 seconds. Duration increased from 2 to 5 seconds. Combat quality of life. If a sniper type enemy aims at you, using Assault's jump pack ability will allow you to dodge the shot. The sniper will shoot instantly, but the shot will miss. Fix an issue where Neurthrope's Warp Storm Afterblast could stun lock the player with heavy hits. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's go back to the sniper shot. The sniper shot will shoot instantly, but the shot will miss. So yes, there are triggered shots for snipers, at least now. Kind of confusing. Some people were like, oh, not every sniper shoots when you dodge. And it's like, true, but like whenever a sniper's ready, you know, whenever they're targeting you, and like the shot's ready, whenever you dodge, normally they shoot, but I guess it depends. Fix an issue where Neurthrope's Warp Storm Afterblast could stun lock the player with heavy hits. Now Afterblast will damage the player, but not control them. Additionally, Neurthrope's shots will now have a slightly longer delay between them. Oh, that's nice. But interesting that, you know, they actually fixed a stun lock. That's very good. That is very, very good. Fixed a lot of minor issues, improving overall combat responsiveness. All right, let's continue. Firearms, PvE only, bolt pistol. Spread decreased by 50%. Velocity of spread increasing in mini zoom state is decreased by 15%. I know I skipped their note here, but these are weapon buffs. I'm just assuming they're buffing weapons that are underperforming, right? Okay, let's, yeah. Inferno pistol. Gun strike damage increased by 25%. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm a little hype about this one. Inferno pistol. Gun strike damage increased by 20%. This is definitely something I like to see. PvP. With the next patch, we're going to take a closer look at PvP weapon balance. Okay, if you guys, you know, definitely if you guys made it through this part of the video, what PvP weapons are overperforming? Large amount of small fixes, lots of minor fixes for private lobbies. AI, spore mines, explosive damage is reduced by 50. What? Spore mines were nerfed? What? What? I did not. Wow. Okay. Wow. I did not think I would see the day the spore mines are nerfed on the PTS. Man, I feel bad for console players right now. At least for 2 weeks. And now I'll likely be playing the PTS as long as I've played the last one. That was about a week, right? But still, you know, I post multiple videos, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, spore mines are nerfed. Very impressed. Neurthrope, temporary invulnerability is replaced with high damage resistance. Yes, dude, yes, this is the most annoying thing because there's no indicators on why it had iframes there. Basically, the Neurthrope would have iframes when it does the area of effect attack that, you know, goes along on the floor. You basically roll into it. It's within its area of effect, area of effect damage attack. It's in the AoE. It's within the circle. You hit it a couple times, then it starts to float up, and for whatever reason has iframes after that. Doesn't make any sense, but hey, you know what? I'll take the damage resistance. That's fine. But yeah, cool. Lots of minor animation fixes for various enemies. Customization. We are preparing a very big update for customizations. Players will be able to reuse chapter champion armor parts on other classes with lore accuracy, clipping, and technical restrictions. Yeah, I hope they get rid of clipping. Clipping's like the one thing that's kind of annoying for customization, but wow, this is one of the like best quality of life patches I've ever seen in a game. Just to be completely honest, a lot of the stuff in this patch has been directly asked for by the community, and the devs delivered. Holy cow! Practically 99% of the game devs need to take basically a note from this. While it's not going to be in this patch, we wanted to mention this in the patch notes to assure you that we are going to continue expanding our customization system. Added red, white, and blue weapon skins as siege mode rewards. Added prestige reward shoulder pad on left shoulder as well. Added left pauldron decal, ultramarine sergeant. Lots of minor fixes for customizations of armor parts and emblems. Levels, large amount of small fixes in level geometry, collision, and terminus enemies getting stuck in some areas. General fixes, fixed an issue with spore mines could spawn on top of the player. Well, thanks for that. I love to see that. Holy cow, guys. We did it. We did it. Fixed several cases where contested health may decrease while performing a finisher. That was unfortunate, but glad they saw that. Fixed. Combining Sniper's prestige perk Emperor's Grace with Lingering Concealment perk drains the ability charge while Lingering is active. Oh, weird. Okay, wow. Wow, okay. Fixed weapon perk. Reloaded Restoration was not activated by the Sniper's perk Efficient Readiness. Holy cow. Like, some of these sniper bugs I did not notice. Fix an issue where Bulwark's perks Intimidating Aura was not triggering with a perfect block. Oh. I thought, my bad. I thought it was going to work against Terminus enemies. I thought it was the Intimidating Aura Terminus enemy bug. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Well, sheesh. But hey, you know what? You might be better off with perfect block with Aura now, but honestly, that's kind of interesting. That's interesting. Intimidating Aura is probably the most overpowered perk right now, but we think that it should still work independently from selected weapons. Okay. Sheesh. Well, the devs just called Intimidating Aura the most overpowered perk. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, but not right now. Fix a bug with the final shot perk not increasing damage in some cases. Fix a bug affecting heavies. Bonds of Brotherhood perk not granting full health when the player is revived by a bot. Yeah, by the way, guys, I think they fixed this in the last PTS, and it's actually something that was active in patch 7, but I've never found an opportunity to talk about. So this has always been something in the back of my mind that I just didn't bring up. So sorry about that, but you know, it's not that important. I would like to say fix the bug affecting heavy Bonds of Brotherhood while reviving with a Guardian relic. That would be nice. Fix an issue where some pickups were inaccessible as consequence of the interaction button failing to appear. Fixed rare camera bugs. Yeah, I love to see those. Lots of minor animation fixes, minor UI sound and VX fixes. Nice tech. Crash fixes, matchmaking fixes, minor memory optimization. Whoa, minor memory optimization. Hello? Did we have a memory leak in this game? Uh-oh. Main known issues. PvE quick match. Returning the battle barge from a PvE mission and quick match makes the game switch to offline. Okay, what? Oh, that was an issue. Oh, sheesh. Maybe that's why people were seeing black screens, because that would 100% hamper the connection and your loading screen. If after an operation, if you went from online to offline, your game is definitely going to respond negatively to that. Because I see it all the time with my PS5 as well. If you go into the PS5's connection and let's say it's like trying to look for a connection and just try to navigate those menus, as sometimes it just freezes. Like right now, consoles are not happy about going offline out of nowhere. But okay, let's continue. Performance Horde mode FPS drops may occur. So, okay, they didn't even call it Siege mode here. Siege mode, FPS drops may occur. PvP, the players are assigned to a random server instead of the one closest to them, which may result in higher latency than usual. Definitely is something that I've seen in PvP. Glad to see that is changed. Localization is not fully integrated in other language other than English. Okay, so I love how they comment directly after this patch is just some random negative comment. Holy cow, this was a great PTS patch. I am super excited to see this. I know there's going to be a lot of reactions to the stuff they talked about in this PTS patch. So for now, I'm just going to leave it as is. This is the patch. Very happy with this. Spore Mine nerfs, prestige perk reworks, weapon buffs. The Inferno pistol has been buffed. Hey guys, the Spore Mines have been nerfed. I can't mention this enough. That is a huge W. Good job, everybody who provides feedback to the game. That was probably the biggest improvement I've seen in the game for a long time. To be honest, ever since they added prestige perks with the last patch, I guess. But yeah, big PTS update. Let's jump into the PTS. I'm very excited for this.